Hello, welcome back. Okay, I'm going to start pruning. Let's lift the camera a bit. I'm going to be starting to prune my deciduous trees now a bit over the next few weeks, depending on the tree. Like this alder, I brought in my 2 alders. I'm going to prune these back now. They've already dropped quite a few leaves, and you can see there's a lot of them dying off, and they're all starting to drop now, so in a couple of weeks they'll be completely dropped. So I want to get them pruned back now. I kind of like to prune them a bit when they're just starting to drop the leaves, and kind of keep ahead of them if I can, rather than wait till all the leaves are dropped. I've read that it's not great to leave all the leaves drop. It's better to, once you see them, like the leaves are more or less finished now. Just looking at there's some tiny little caterpillars there. Trying to see if they're alive or not. Yeah, the leaves are more or less finished now, doing their job for the year. So I want to prune it back, which will give it time then to heal before winter comes. Now it all depends on the trees. Like I said, I kind of look at the trees and let the trees tell me. Like these and my hornbeams seem to have, my horse chestnut as well has almost lost all its leaves already. I think with the hot summer we had, we've had a bit of a different year this year with some of the trees. But yeah, so I look at the tree and I decide by looking at the tree rather than think, right, this is the time to do it. I let the tree kind of tell me which needs doing now. So yeah, so I'm going to get on with these. So I'm going to, first of all, I am going to defoliate it for any that aren't falling off already. Now this branch here, this is my bottom branch that I thread grafted through, so I'm going to leave that a minute and we'll do everything else. You see a lot of these are they're just ready to pop off. These are the ones, oh, there's no point defolding right to the ends because I might as well just cut them off, because I'm going to cut them all the branches short anyway, or shorter. Off that one so I can see what I'm doing. The alders are nearly always the first, for me anyway. They're always the first to tell me when the trees need watering. And I prune this one right back as well, because on this tree all I want to concentrate on is this one branch. You can see there it's going through the trunk of the main tree. I did have a branch on the main tree that I had threaded through it, but a fox came and decided it didn't like where I put it, so it chewed it off. I actually caught him chewing it off on camera, so I know it was him. The branches sealed the gap now, and it's starting to swell quite a lot in there. I won't cut it off yet, I'll keep it growing maybe for another year, see how it goes on next year. It'll probably start swelling a lot more next year, and then I'll divide it then and see. Again, it's something you got to kind of watch and make the decision on. Okay, so I'm going to stop the camera now and defoliate it, because I have 2 of them to defoliate, so it's going to take quite a while. So I'll do that and then we'll come back and have a look at them. Okay, so defoliated it now. So now I just want to go in and start doing a bit of pruning on it. This branch down here, I want to kind of leave it a bit long, obviously, because the more growth on it, the thicker this is going to get. But I am just going to prune it back a little bit there, just because it's kind of sticking right out when it's on the bench and interfering with other trees and stuff. This branch will leave completely for now. There's some dead stubs up here, we'll get rid of them. I'm going to take this one right back. I'm going to try and be quite drastic with this now. I'm going to take this top off this other tree back here as well. Yeah, I'm going to try and be a bit drastic with it. Might as well just scoop this back. This little tree of pruning back as well, just to tidy that up. So this guy here, I think I'll start at the top actually and work my way down. So I'm going to take out this centre one here. This one here is getting a bit long, so we'll take that one back. And you don't have to worry about pruning these because they grow really strong and really fast. I have to prune them quite a few times during the year. So I'm basically looking for buds so that next year the buds will be coming out kind of in the positions I want them. I'm moving down to this branch. It's quite an ugly tree, as you can see. It was a collected one a few years back, and I just did a big chop on the trunk, took off a really thick branch here, and then it was just basically a stump and just left it grow. These guys are a bit heavy for up here. I'm debating whether to take this big one off at some stage. I just think it might leave it very bare if I do. Okay, let's take this one back to here anyway. This one I'll take right back as well. Clean all this out here. Maybe I'll just take this whole stub off here. Like that. This one under here, we'll get rid of that. Bring these guys right back. Come over to this side. This is very heavy here too. I'm going to take that off. This whole branch is very heavy. I'm really debating whether to take the whole thing off. You can see it there from the side, it's very heavy coming towards you. And I know this is never going to be a really pretty tree. I think it's going to go. I honestly think this tree will end up in the garden at some stage. It's just one that I collected years ago when I kind of started. It's not a great tree at all. Even when I grew the branches on it, they would grow in the wrong places and everything. I wasn't kind of too sure what I was doing. Doesn't look too bad when it's in full leaf, but as a bare tree, definitely got a hell of a lot of faults with it. Run that back a bit. Take it back even more, I think. That might be a little bit better. Let's reduce these right back as well. It's got to go. Let's reduce this one back. Some dead stubs to get rid of them. This guy we can maybe wire out next year. We'll just put a bit of wire in. I won't do it now because I'll end up forgetting about it. And it'll just end up scarring the wire, scarring the bark being left on for too long. And next spring it'll start growing and then it'll be scarred. So next year I'll just put a little bit of wire on that, bring it round a bit. That might help. So then I could just guy wire it to this, and then there wouldn't be a worry of scarring as much. Maybe I'll just do that, and I think that'll do for this tree. I think it's got a lot of growing and what have you to do, and we'll give it another year. And if we can make something out of it, then good. But it's getting a little bit better each year. And like I said, when it's in leaf, it looks okay. I'll just put a bit of tubing on this just to protect that young bark. Just bring it down there onto that older branch. Looks a little bit better out there. Reduce it back. Right, I think that'll do for this one. We'll just leave it now, and like that during the year I do a lot of pruning on it, so we'll just keep going with it and see how we get on for another year with it. See if we can get it to improve. Okay, let's move that one out of the way and we'll get up to the next guy. Okay, this is the one that I carved out the trunk. It's kind of hollowed out. Again, I got to defoliate the whole thing, so I'll pause the video while I do that. Okay, so we've got it defoliated now. So just going to go in and do a bit of pruning to it. Again, we're going to try and reduce it back where we can, as much as we can. One thing when you are doing it this time of the year, you definitely want to make sure you treat your cut wounds. I'll do the other tree. I did that big cut on the front. I'll do that after I finish the two of them. I'll go over them and just seal up any wounds on them. They're both pretty gnarly looking trees, especially this one. basically trying to take out the thicker parts of the branches where I can. They don't take long to thicken up. And these guys. I'll take that off completely. The branches are covered in buds. This like that is a good time of year to do this because the tree isn't completely dormant yet. It's almost there. The leaves are starting to drop, which means it's stopped growing, but it's not completely dormant. But it'll have enough energy to seal the wounds before the winter comes, but it won't push out another flush now. So that's why I'm doing it now. Up in there. Moving up along. Just all together. Back here, we'll do these. Okay, I think we're pretty much done there. They're all kind of chopped right back to stubs basically, and it'll push out shoots all over the trunk and the hardwood as well, so you can decide you want to change where branches you can. You see under here it's bud pushed in there. I will just, before I finish this up now, let me just put on some sealant on it first. Not the tiny little cuts I'm not worried about, but just these bigger ones where I took out the end of the branch. The heavier branches. Just put some on that big wound on this one down here. I'll just pause the video a minute. Now what I will do before I put it out is I'll just give the deadwood a coating of lime sulphur. It'll go white, but it kind of, by the spring it'll have darkened off again. You can dilute it. This will also help with keeping away the bugs and stuff. As you see, when you paint it on, it just goes yellow, but then when it dries in, soaks in, it turns white or a very pale grey, depending on how diluted you have it. For trees like this, I'd rather it just be natural kind of colour, but just before the winter I give it a coating, and then by next year it's all kind of faded to a very like a darky grey brown, like a real old tree looking, rather than bright white like you would have on a juniper in a show or something. Okay, I think we've got it all there now. Inside here is quite badly rotten. Veins must be growing up here pretty strong because the tree grows pretty strong. Whew, that stuff does smell great, I must admit. Okay, so I think that will be it for this video. It's just a quick one on pruning back my alders. I'll be doing a few more pruning back of some more trees, I would say, over the next few weeks or so. Just getting them ready for winter really, but these are normally always the first ones that are ready for it. So we'll leave it at that. So as always guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and the like and the subscribe and all that, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.